Well, hello, and we are going off a little bit and going back into going off the Matthew study. Let me put it that way. We're going off the Matthew study a little bit since we just finished Matthew 25 yesterday with that summary with my son. Hopefully, you enjoyed that. So today I'm going to go back to the conversation we were having about Eve, and I thought I was going to wrap it up with this one, but it looks like there may be another part because it's just been such a great study. But to kind of get into it, we're going to be in Genesis. So this part where the last time we talked about the name Eve, what it means and the significance of that all, and that Adam named her this after the curse. And now we're going to look at what is the definition of woman and who she is before the fall. And then the next time we'll get into how it all kind of ties and makes sense given what we're going to read today, and then also why Paul talks the way he does in Ephesians 5 and then in 1 Corinthians. So let's kind of get into just the foundation part. We have to have the foundation of who woman is, who God made woman to be, female, all the things. So, okay. And the way I had to go about this study is that I had to, of course, go back and look at the Hebrew, because in the Old Testament we read in Hebrew, in the New Testament it's in Greek, and if you actually go back to these understandings and meaning, it gives a different picture. But on top of that, Hebrew does, and we've talked about this before, but we're going to get a little bit more into it today. Hebrew is pictograph, uses pictograph. So each letter that they use has a picture, and with that picture, it also has more meaning. So you have what a word means in kind of a general sense, and then you have more understanding with pictograph. For instance, and I'm going to share something that most people don't always get, but my name is Kahiva. That's my actual middle name that I go by, and most people, when they ask me what does it mean, I'll tell you that it means precious love, because it does mean that. It means precious love. But, and it's Hawaiian, but if you go back and actually study deeper, what does precious love mean? Well, or what does Kuhiva mean? Well, in the Hawaiian culture, it actually means the black sacrificial pig. So in that culture, that is the highest sacrifice you can possibly give. It is your precious gift. But to kind of wrap it up, you say precious love, but then you take it deeper and it has more meaning. And that's what the Hebrew language is. So, all right, so female, and I'm going to butcher any of the Hebrew words, so I'm going to kind of stay away from trying to pronounce it too much, but I will try just slightly here. The word for female, and this is in Genesis 1:27, where it says that God made them male and female. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created them. So let's just take the word female first. Let's look at that. So female is necheba. Like I said, I'm going to butcher these. But the letters, the pictograph shows the first part is seed, life. The next letter is sun on the horizon. It's behind, there's something in the future, there's something great coming. Also, the next letter is house or in. And then the last one is behold. Now, the male uses pictographs as well, of course, and so it shows cut, hand, and head. And when you put it all together for each of these, you see that the male is a cut open person. Now, the female, there's a life that's on the horizon that is inside. Behold it. So you have to have both for that purpose. So man was open, he was cut open, he was put to sleep, so that the woman could come forth and be alive, and then therefore bring forth even more life from her further in the future. And it's prophetic in so many ways, of course, with her bringing forth life through her womb with children, but also out of her womb would come the life that would save the world. So you see through Jesus. So you see all of these coming together with female and male understanding. But notice that, of course, the man, when he was put to sleep, she was removed from his side, not from his feet, but from his side. Now we're also going to understand that we are looking at this pre-curse. So keep that context also in mind. So then we go to what is the definition for woman and man? Well, woman is Isha and man is Ish. So both of them this got me, honestly, this really kind of surprised me when I started doing this study because I never saw this part before. But both man and woman start with the same letter, same Hebrew letter, and that is actually the letter of that we use for God. It's Aleph. That is his letter. So Aleph, when you break it down into the understanding of what it means with the pictograph, is a strong ox leader. So both of these are leaders and they both are strong. Okay, so then man has Yod, which is action or deed. And then he also has Sheen, which is consume, destroy. Now we'll get back to all this again a little bit, but the woman, Isha, again, has the Aleph, strong ox leader. Sheen next, which means consume. So they both share those letters, but they're in a different order. And she has the word He, which means behold. So he has Yod, which is action or deed. She has the word behold. So a man's leadership, his strength, comes from action and work. But a woman's leadership and strength comes from being, because you behold something that is beautiful and that's just is there, is present, and you're beholding that. So that is the understanding, again, between now man and woman. We've done male, female, man, woman. Now let's do another one. God says that it is not good for man to be alone. So he causes man to fall into a deep sleep, and he takes out a rib and he brings this woman to him. Now, what does he say? He says that, but for Adam, no suitable helper was found. Now, this is why whenever I do these studies, you can hear so much teaching about Ezer Kenegdo. Kenegdo is the suitable part, Ezer is the helper. And I am one of those that I need to go and study for myself. I do not want to take just anybody's words. I really want to go and dive in. Even if I hear it from somebody I trust, I want to go and actually look up the word myself. So, of course, I do. And Ezer is, of course, the word for helper. And it's, when you look at the pictograph, it kind of threw me off. But the first letter is C, I, experience. The second is plow, weapon, cut off. Now, this plow word, this was used in the time. Plow is also to nourish the ground. But this plowing, the tool that was used for plowing, was also used as a weapon. So plowing, so food can come up, that type of work. And it was also an instrument for being used as a weapon. And then the next word is head, first person. Okay, so that's interesting. One, that again, we're seeing another thing, that she is a leader and she's also a head, first person, okay, as a helper. Now, here's where you have to do a little bit more digging. And I'm going to try to do this quickly, but it's so important that we go through this. So, and we may end up running out of time and I have to do this on the second. We might do 3 parts. So let's look up everywhere in the scripture, well, at least a few, where this word Ezer is used. And you're going to find something. So let's look at Exodus 18:14. Exodus 18:4. And the other was named Eliezer, for he said, my father's God was my helper. He saved me from the sword of Pharaoh. Okay, next one, Deuteronomy 33:7. Okay, 33:7. And this he said about Judah, hear, O Lord, the cry of Judah, bring him to his people. With his own hands he defends his cause. Oh, be his help against his foes. Every time you hear the word help, that is Ezer. Also in 26 and 29. There is no one like the God of Jeshurun, who rides on the heavens to help you on the clouds in his majesty. Then 29. Blessed are you, O Israel, who is like you, a people saved by the Lord. He is your shield and helper, and your glorious sword. Your enemies will cower before you. You will trample down their high places. Next one, Psalm 34. Let's see, Psalm 34, which one did I write down? Oh, 33:20, actually, sorry. We wait in hope for the Lord. He is our help and our shield. Next one, Psalm 115:9. O house of Israel, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield. O house of Aaron, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield. You who fear him, trust in the Lord. He is their help and shield. That's repeated several times. Now we look at, here we go. Psalm 121, 1 through 2. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. I hope you're starting to see something here. Okay, then Isaiah 49, verse 8. In the time of my favor, I will answer you, and in the day of salvation, I will help you. I will keep you and will make you to be a covenant for the people, to restore the land and to reassign its desolate inheritances, to say to the captives, come out, and to those in darkness, be free. Okay, let's see. Next one, Hosea 13:9. You are destroyed, O Israel, because you are against me, against your helper. Okay, and then next one. Turning to several. There's actually, I think, 21 total, but I didn't do all of them. Acts 16:9. During the night, Paul had a vision of... Now, once we go to the New Testament, it's not Ezer, and we're going to talk about this. It's another word. It's actually two words that are used, but they're important. Okay. During the night, Paul had a vision of a man in Macedonia standing and begging him, come over to Macedonia and help us. Okay. Then, next one. 2 Corinthians 6, verse 2. For he says, in the time of my favor I heard you, and in the day of salvation I helped you. I tell you, now is the time of God's favor. Now is the day of salvation. Then we go to Hebrews 2:18. Because he himself suffered when he was tempted, he is able to help those who are being tempted. Okay, so why did I walk you through all this? Well, because what do you see through all of this is God is the helper. He is the help. He's strength. He's a warrior. And I will stop here for a moment, and then we're going to pick right up and explain the rest of it as to why it's important that we see that.